I am Joe Massey, Blanc Township Trustee. I am running for re-election. And let me tell you my last 3.5 years, what I have accomplished. When I took over as a trustee, the Blanc Township was losing thousands of dollars in a joint agreement with the city of Blanc, which was a 5 joint agreement. And I resolved that and came up with an agreement that the township would go on its own and that the city would go on its own. And now we're saving more than $1 million per year, and that will compound over the next 4 years. Also, one of my other achievements is Parks and Recreation. One of my township trustees, he was on the Board of Commission for Parks and Recreation. He was looking at some of the processes, and one of the things that he brought back to the board's attention is that they had a 40-year-old agreement that had never been updated. And we looked at that and we decided it's time to make a change. So we broke up that agreement and turned all of the responsibility over to the township. So now that will save more than $1 million a year. But one of the most important things in that agreement was that we had no way to track the cash money that was coming in. There was no accountability. So now we have accountability how to track the cash money that comes in through someone's hand. Also, we have a ordinance discussion, because we have a lot of township ordinance that are obsolete and they serve no purpose. So we looked at the ordinance and said, well, some of them need to be combined or totally done away with. So that will be completed by the end of this year. We looked at our finance, how to bring money into the township. So the old method was that the treasurer was doing the investment. He had more than 20-some bank accounts and bankers that he was doing business with. And he spent sometimes 12 hours a day trying to track all of those bank accounts and what happened was we looked at it and we decided, well, we need to hire an investment firm that invests money for municipalities. So we hired an investment fund company that will bring in every 15 days more than we were bringing in before, and every 30 days more than we were bringing in before. Those are the short-term investments. So now we have long-term investment with the investment firm. So we will be bringing in more money than we have ever brought in short-term and long-term investments for the township. So my next achievement, if I am re-elected, and I hope you vote on August the 4th by ballot or by write-in for Joe Massey, so we can continue to do some cost cutting. And we're now looking at how we can do a cost cutting with the water that we purchased from KWA. That will be the next big cost cutting in 2021 if I am re-elected. Thank you very much. I have a friend here with me, the county clerk, John Gleason. He has done a marvelous job as a county clerk, and he has supported me for re-election, and I would like to hear his comments.
Well, thanks for inviting me. You know, I stand with you, Joe. What I like about Joe Massey, I'm telling you this from the heart, my good friends and viewers. Joe Massey is highly educated. He is very thoughtful. How many people do you get a chance to vote for that actually worked for NASA? Joe Massey, yes, this Joe Massey worked for NASA. How many people you know that have that in their background? When Joe said that he did some undercover work that he revealed some shortcomings, some not cost savings, but policies that needed to be changed that created revenue savings. That doesn't happen every day. Now, you're experienced and trained engineer, architectural engineer, right?
Yes.
So you're used to building things up from a foundation. You build them bit by bit. You don't just put a house up in a week. You got to put the foundation, do the grading of the ground,
That's correct.
bring in your electricians and your pipe fitters and carpenters and your roofers and the HVAC folks. As an engineer, you know that that's the way that finances need to be looked at the local level as well. So I'm here today as a longtime friend of Joe. You can't help but love Joe if you know Joe. And that's why you need to vote for him by absentee ballots. Or if not by absentee ballot, if you need to vote in person, you can certainly do that. Every community, even with this pandemic going on today, every community are going to have precincts available for walk-in voters. If you remember, Proposal 3 allowed for no reason absentee voting. You can absentee vote for absolutely no reason now. You can go in and vote in person, register to vote, and vote the same day as the election, August 4th. But I'm telling you, people, go forth on the 4th and vote for Joe Massey. You can't go wrong to have an experienced, well-trained, educated. And Joe, your history, you worked in a big city before.
Yes,
You worked in the big town of Cleveland with
absolutely.
Dennis Kucinich,
Yeah.
that many Democrats in Genesee County know Dennis Kucinich, senator, and ran for president a few times, but you were on his team.
Yes,
And that's what politics are about, relationships, experience, and making the right decision. So I'm just telling you, my friends, this is the best candidate for the job, mostly because of what he did. He's not showing up first day on the job. Somebody doesn't have to tell him what to do and how to do it. Joe will do what he's done the last 4 years and just take care of your tax dollars and make sure that they're spent the way they should. And not only that, he'll make you a little money, like he said, on a few programs that he helped in. He researched and did behind the scenes work that was required. You did kind of what I've asked for the last several years. You did some auditing at the local level
yes,
and found out you could be doing better with the folks,
absolutely.
with their money. Joe Massey, you'll see his signs around Blanc Township. He's got the red and the white. You know, I'm a big Irishman, green, my color. But you can't go wrong this year if you vote for that red and white of Joe Massey. So take my good friends with you when you vote August 4th, or as I mentioned before, by absentee ballot. Put Joe back in there. He's working hard for you, and he wants to do it for 4 more years, and there's nobody better you can vote for on August 4th. So I'm telling you, folks, in closing, go with Joe. Go with Joe. Vote for Joe on August 4th. Nice to be with you, Joe.
Thank you. I am Joe Massey, and I need your vote. Thank you very much.